Welcome back to the No Hedging Podcast.
Welcome back.
This is the show where sometimes we probably should have hedged, but F it. We did what we did.
I don't hedge.
We're not hedging at all. I am one of your esteemed hosts, Rip16 the GOAT.
I am Ty the Jet Franklin, cashing bets. Ty cashing bets Franklin. That's who I am this week.
And we are the mighty duo from the No Hedging Podcast, as I just stated.
Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned for the rundown, best bets, and dog of the week. We are bringing that to you in this video.
That's what we're getting to right now.
But before we get into that, though.
Yeah.
How did you do last week?
How did I do?
Yeah.
Did 8-6.
8-6.
I did 8-6.
A little bit above 500.
There was a couple bye weeks in there, so it wasn't as many games as it was on the previous weeks. But I forgot about that on the last video. But 8-6. How about you?
What'd I do? 9 and
5.
9 and
right?
5. 9 and 5. 9 and 5.
Yeah, 9 and 5. That puts me at a grand total of 47 and 31, and you at a grand total of
50 and 28.
50 and 28. Oh, you remember that.
50 and 28 on the year, baby. I hope you guys are following my bets and not this nigga's picks.
Cat, wait till we get to those best bets. Check that record.
I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, since you want to tell people about your bets so bad, since you want to talk about mine, since you want to criticize, how about we go ahead and get into the rundown?
Let's get into the rundown, man. Let's start it off.
Run it.
Down. Thursday night football, first game of the week. Starting into week 6 of the NFL. We got the Denver Broncos on the road in Arrowhead at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 10 and a half. Who you got?
Chiefs. It's a division game, and I don't think the division is looking like too much competition for the Chiefs to win it out, other than maybe the Chargers. But it's damn sure not the Broncos. 10.5 points in Arrowhead is going to be tough. As I said, if you've been following us and you stay in tune for the takeaways video, as you should. If you haven't, you should go click on that right now.
Yep.
But if you're going to stay, the Denver Broncos have been atrocious on defense. They've given up psychotic run numbers to running backs. I think this is a good spot for Pacheco to actually come through and have him a very good game. I'm not expecting super high passing yards out of Mahomes just because his receiving core, other than Kelsey, has been pedestrian at best. But if they can pass on anybody and they can score on anybody, this is one of the defenses to do it on. So I'm expecting the Chiefs to win this game for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Chiefs in this matchup here. Kelsey had a little issue with his ankle last week against the Vikings. Taped him up, got back in, finished the game. I'm going to be looking at that. The Broncos, this is a divisional game, so I think it's going to be closer than what a lot of people would expect. Right, it's a divisional game. These teams know each other, and then on top of that, Kansas City, they don't cover big spreads like that. But nevertheless, I think Kansas City comes out with the win. The Broncos are ranked 32nd, last in the league of sacks allowed. The Chiefs are ranked 2nd, so that means they protect Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly.
And that means Russell Wilson gets sacked a lot. And you got
Russell Wilson got sacked more than Daniel Jones?
I don't think so. I don't know.
He's at 32nd, so I mean they dead last.
Sacks
right?
allowed. They're dead last. Dead last.
Wow, that is terrible.
Yeah, but nevertheless, I think it's Sam Howell. Sam Howell is leading the league and getting sacked right now. He got 29 sacks. Daniel Jones got 28.
Yeah, he got a rough day coming for him too.
Yeah, but I don't know if they do it based off of the offensive line play or quarterback running around or whatever. Because sometimes Daniel Jones will scramble and lose a yard. That's a sack. You know what I'm saying?
Or sometimes he didn't have any time and just got his head.
Yeah, stupid shit. Off. But nevertheless, Kansas City is going to take this W for sure.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement there. Like I said, our analytics department my guy sent over a stat, said 877 yards rushed on the Broncos. And you're not going to win like that. And this is in a passing league. So, no. Next game on the slate, we're back in London for the final London game. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Tennessee Titans. The Ravens are a 4-point favorite in this one. It's essentially a road game for both teams. What you got there, son?
Both teams coming off of losses this week. So the Ravens, they didn't really play well against Pittsburgh. They ain't put up any points. The receivers are dropping a lot of passes, wide open passes.
We knew that was going to be a low-scoring game, though.
Yeah. Tennessee, I think it's going to be a physical, low-scoring game again. Once again.
Similar playing style.
It's hard for me to bet against Lamar Jackson on these comeback wins. I think Baltimore ends up winning this game.
If I had to pick a side.
Close. I can't bet against Lamar.
This is definitely field goal situation. But if I had to pick a side, I'm going to pick the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
However, I will say this. These London games are weird, okay? Be precautious. Like I said, in takeaways, the London games are weird. My favorite bet out of this game is probably the under. But if I had to pick a side, I picked the Ravens. I'm just taking into consideration what I saw out of the Bills last week in London. That traveling did something because they started off sluggish. And I think that is a factor you should consider. But, both of these teams have been pretty low scoring for the majority of the season. I see it as a similar playing style with Pittsburgh, and that was a very low scoring dogfight type game. Somebody might get stabbed. Same type of situation here, but I'm gonna take the Ravens to try to bounce back and right the ship. They dropped some passes last week that they probably normally wouldn't drop.
Yeah.
So
Lamar threw a pick in the end zone, in the red zone. He threw it. It's a bad game by Lamar. If my boy Action Jackson, big trust. If he has a bad game one week, I'm expecting him to play better the next week because that's the type of player he is. So yeah. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens in this game, in a close one though.
I like that. Next game on the slate, we're getting into Sunday football. We have the Carolina Panthers versus the Miami Fast as Fuck Dolphins.
Yep, Miami at home. They are laying 13.5 at home. Miami. Easy dub, man. As long as Bryce is a quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, it's going to be hard for them to score points.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard for them to score points. So I don't expect the Carolina Panthers to win this game.
Thielen, the only one getting some motion out there. The only saving grace, what I can see for this game, is Miami's defense is still not that great. They have a good scheme, but they don't necessarily have the players to execute the scheme to its fullest potential out there. Miles Sanders, you might be able to get some decent rushing out of him.
I don't know. Miles Sanders has not been playing good. That's probably why Philadelphia got rid of him.
He hasn't been playing that good. I mean, look at Swift, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Swift has been top-tier running back. But if he could do it on a defense, I could see it possibly getting some action in Miami. But Miami's at home. They had a nice win against the Giants. A couple mistakes, but I expect them to clean that up a little bit because Carolina's defense is better than the Giants' defense. So 13.5 points is a lot of points, but they struggle scoring so bad. Even with Thielen, coming alive and playing some nice games, I mean, Thielen can only do so much.
Yeah, another home game for Miami, back-to-back home games. This is a game that Miami should win. I'm expecting them to win this game. A scrub team, bottom of the barrel team in the league.
A-Chain out, though?
A-Chain is out for a couple of weeks, had a knee injury. Either way, they still got Mostert. So they still got the speed there. Miami's going to win this one handily, I think.
I'm with you. Next game on the slate, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Jacksonville Jaguars back stateside in Jacksonville, and they are a 4-point favorite in Duval.
Yeah, in Duval. No Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is injured. He got a shoulder. Something is AC joint or something.
But he's
going to be gone for a minute.
3 games already.
The Colts play very competitive. This is a divisional game. It's going to be tight. I expect it to be close. The Jacksonville Jaguars yes, they won twice in London, but it seems like that's the only place they can win.
But they show signs of life.
Yeah.
They show some very good flashes, a lot better play than they've played.
They've been struggling to finish drives, man. They've been struggling to finish drives. Trevor Lawrence getting into the red zone, turning the ball over. You can't do that. You cannot do that. They got away with it playing Buffalo, luckily, but I mean, the Colts, they're a nasty team. They're gritty. They got Taylor back. They probably will run down the Jaguars' throat. They're going to be a little bit more physical there.
Okay.
For his second game back. So I expect a close game here. I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars to win, though. I'm going to take them to win. I'm jumping on the bandwagon a little bit. I like what I saw out of Travis Etienne rushing for over 100 yards. I like what I saw with Trevor Lawrence throwing the ball and actually targeting Calvin Ridley on crucial downs. So I expect the Jags to come off with the win here.
Okay. Little on the fence about that one.
It's tough.
The Jags are playing better, but the Colts actually don't play bad with Minshew.
No, they don't.
You got Jonathan Taylor, back. He didn't do much last week, but he's gonna have to ramp it up and work. But in the meantime, you still got Zach Moss playing well. You still got Pittman out there. They still got weapons, and they fight. They're one of them teams that was much like I equate them to kind of like the Detroit Lions the past couple seasons. Like they fight hard. Like so, 4 points in a divisional game. I'm kind of leaning towards the Colts on those points, not going to lie. They did manage to pull it off earlier in the season, so, I mean, why not?
But who are you taking to win? That's the question.
Am I taking to win the game?
Yeah.
Still leaning towards Colts.
All right, there it is. On to the next one.
Still leaning towards Colts. Hammering them. Well, not hammering them.
Next game on the slate.
Next game on the slate, we have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Chicago Bears. Ooh.
The Bears at home getting 2.5 underdog at home versus the Justin Jefferson-less Vikings.
And that is a huge problem.
Huge problem. So I'll say on this one, this is going to be a close game as well. The Vikings have pretty much owned Chicago for the past couple years. You know what I'm saying? I think Chicago probably got 1 out of the last 5 wins versus them.
That's cool.
But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take Justin Fields on this one. Even though they had an injury to their running back, they had to bring a running back from the practice squad up, which obviously helped Justin Fields. With that virtuoso performance he had last Thursday night, targeting DJ Moore. DJ Moore 3 touchdowns, 176 passing receiving yards, and this and that.
He had a time.
Yeah, he had a ball. I just don't see the Vikings being able to make adjustments without Justin Jefferson. Even though they have Jordan Addison, the rookie out of USC, I do like him, but they don't run the ball very well offensively. So I'm taking the Bears on this one at home dog.
I'm not mad at that pick because of the simple fact of, like you said,
jumping on a limb.
Justin Jefferson injured makes that one difficult to call just because of the simple fact that they are in a position where the defense is playing a little bit better than they have, but the defense is still not good. And Justin Fields proved that he could score against the Broncos. So he proved to me that he could score against a bad defense. Then he turned around and did it against Washington. And he's doing this without like a spectacular run game. So he can score on a bad defense. He can beat the run game. So I think with that being said, as long as he stays upright, I like I like the Bears versus the Vikings in this game. Also, no Justin Jefferson. I think that is going to put too much weight on Addison. The Bears defense is not very good either.
But they showed up Thursday night. They showed up against Washington. They showed up against Washington. They did. They got after it. They stopped the run. They did what they had to do. So,
and without having Justin Jefferson as that security blanket, Kirk Cousins is still a serviceable quarterback. He can move the ball around, but Addison being your top target, that's not going to have the same level of production.
He's going to be leaning more on T.J. Hockenson this week.
T.J. Hockenson and Addison is only 2 targets. So, I mean, he's going to have to lean on T.J. Hockenson or, and Addison still kind of plays his security blanket role. I mean, second option role. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But with that being said, give me the Bears at home. Yeah. I like them. Next game on the slate, we have your New Orleans Saints versus the Houston Texans.
Hey, my Saints, they 3-1. No, 4-1. No, 4-2. What's their record? I don't even know their damn record.
Fuck them. That's their record.
The Saints are 3-2. I'm sorry. 3-2. The division is close. That division is lockstep. Lockstep. Yes, they're my Saints. Yes, I'm still riding with the Saints to win the division.
Saints now. Okay.
I'm still riding with the Saints. I'm still riding with the Saints to win the division. I'm still calling it.
Got a lot more.
They just came off of a huge win against the New England Patriots in Gillette Stadium on the road. 34-0, blew them out. Now they come back and they're playing Houston.
And they're favored. 1.5 points.
1.5 points. I think Houston just lost to Atlanta, right? And the reason why they lost to Atlanta because Atlanta did a great job at stopping the run game, right? I feel like the Saints can do the same exact thing, stop the run game. Obviously, C.J. Stroud is no slouch, potential rookie of the year, right? Offensive rookie of the year. But I think the Saints will end up pulling this one off, man. I think the Saints are a better team than the Texans. I think they got a little bit more confidence over this weekend by scoring more points offensively. So I'm taking the Saints, man.
The Saints got more confidence because they played a fucking dumpster fire. Okay?
Don't matter.
The Patriots are a dumpster fire.
I'm taking the Saints.
I'm not buying that they're just that good because they beat the Pats. Pass me with that. Okay? I'm going to need a little bit more for me to believe in the Saints. And it's not because they're in the division with the Falcons, but I've seen more out of the Texans this year than I've seen out of the Saints, for me personally. So with that being said, give me the Houston Texans at home on a bounce back. It's a 1.5 point game. I think it's a similar style matchup with the Falcons and the Saints. We've been saying that, they kind of got a similar situation going on between the two teams. And they were right there in contention. They messed around and had a 300-yard passing game out of Desmond Ridder, which we'll get into more detail in that in a little bit. But with that being said, I like the Texans to bounce back. I think the young guys, they didn't like losing that game. C.J. Stroud didn't like how it ended. He had the defense getting up on him from the Falcons, and it kind of frustrated him. So I think he wants to bounce back and come back because, he feels like he's probably the offensive rookie of the year right now, as he should. I think he want to redeem himself at home, back in Texas.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Who that?
Losers, that's it. Next game on the slate, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Cleveland Browns. The 49ers are a 6-point favorite on the road. Fresh from a bye week. Cleveland is out there, but they came back to a monster. So
Cleveland had enough time to prepare. I don't think they prepared enough. I don't think there's enough time to prepare for the 49ers. These dudes are dominant in every level. We keep saying this every single week. Until somebody knocks the 49ers off, I'm riding with them. I don't see anybody beating them. I do see, obviously, Philadelphia can compete with them. I do see, the Chiefs and those guys. But as far as, the Cleveland Browns, they have no shot. I'm not picking the Browns to win this game. I'm taking the 49ers. There's a possibility the 49ers pull back a little bit from that victory that they had versus the Cowboys. That was a massive victory. But I still think the 49ers do what they need to do to keep exerting that dominance and perform. Deshaun Watson, he's going to be running around out there.
Is Deshaun playing? He's back activated?
He better be. He been getting some
because
flack.
they had the backup last game.
He going to play.
Oh, well.
They've been talking shit about him, talking about how he was healthy and decided not to play. He was cleared to play, but decided not to play. But I'm taking the 49ers.
What was WWF or WCW? Can't remember which wrestling. Chris Jericho. No chance. That's what the Browns got. 6 points is. I'm actually surprised the point spread's not higher. But
right.
Give me the 49ers in this game. Most complete team in the NFL. Coming off a win against supposed to be the best defense in the NFL. And they put up 42 points on them. Myles Garrett, he's a dude, bro, a guy, all that.
They could do the same thing that they did to Michael Parsons.
is also supposed to be built like that.
Yeah.
And
they
handled it.
Same game plan. Same game plan.
So with that being said, I think they have enough on both sides of the football, have enough special teams play, have enough firepower. McCaffrey may have a similar day. That'll be interesting to look at. But yeah, I'm taking the 49ers on that one, probably hammering them. Next game on the slate, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes, sir.
The Bengals are not looking like the Bungles anymore.
No.
They're at home, and they're a 3-point favorite.
Healthy Joe Burrow back at home, just won against the Cardinals, as they should have.
Yeah. You convinced me, and they won.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you. It must win for them. But I'm going to tell you this. Anytime I can catch Seattle in the underdog spot.
I know this is your Seahawks.
Anytime I can catch Seattle in the underdog spot, they had a bye week as well. Coming off of a bye, catch Seattle underdog spot. I'm taking that all day long. Yes, Joe Burrow looked great, for the first time this season. He looked healthy. He hit Jamar Chase a lot. But I think Seattle's defense is better than the Cardinals' defense as far as their cornerbacks go and their defensive backs. Would you agree with that?
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely. So I don't expect to see Jamar Chase with a $175 and 3 touchdowns this week against the Seahawks.
Absolutely
so I'm taking Seattle underdog spot. Ooh. They had time off. Ooh. Go Hawks, man. Let's go.
Ooh.
I like Seattle.
Hey, you like them for the win?
I like them for the win.
Ooh.
I like them for the win.
Okay, then. Well, let's turn it up then.
Seattle is a top 5 team. Not top 5. They're a top 6 or 7 team in the league, bro.
Top 6, 7.
Top 6 or 7. I promise you that.
I like the fact that they have, a solid run game going on. You got Geno is playing pretty clean. He's not making too many mistakes out there. You got DK Metcalf. You got Lockett. You got options on that offense, and you have a solid defense. The only thing going in Cincinnati's favor is they're playing at home, and Joe Burrow looks to be a lot more mobile than he was maybe 2-3 weeks ago. So that definitely helps them a lot because that allows him to be a little bit more creative in the offense and, hit Jamar Chase in the spots where he needs to be at. Mm-hmm. I think this is a game where you do need T. Higgins. To help out.
You need everything you can get. You need your whole roster.
You need your
Jamal
roster.
Adams coming back again. This time he's ready. He's ready.
And they got a defense that can generate some pressure. They did it against the Giants last time we saw them, but that's not saying much. But 11 sacks is 11 sacks.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely digging Seattle to cover the spread.
Who are you picking?
Joe Burrow back?
Who are you picking?
Is he back though?
You tell me, man. What you got?
I feel like Joe Burrow's back, but my energy is kind of leaning towards Seattle.
Who are you picking?
With that being said, I'll go ahead and I'll take Seattle.
Y'all see what he doing, right? He tailing my picks. He trying to get that record back right. I see what y'all see what he doing.
You had a grand total of one more win.
Trying to get that record back right.
I actually like him. I haven't been heavy on the Bengals this season.
Okay.
But I don't know if they string together a bunch of wins in this spot.
Hey, man.
In this spot.
Go Hawks.
Next game on the slate.
Ooh.
Washington Commanders versus the Atlanta Falcons.
Talking about the Atlanta Falcons that just barely beat the Houston Texans on a game-winning field goal and celebrating in the locker room like they just took out the Philadelphia Eagles in a playoff game.
That's exactly what we do in Atlanta. We like to party.
Wow.
And since you say I'm telling, how about I go first? I'm picking the Falcons. How about that?
Why?
Picking the Falcons because I feel like they're in a similar spot what they were against the Texans. However, I feel like the Texans been playing better than Washington over the past 3 weeks. And I feel like y'all just gave up 40 points to the Bears. And we can say that the Falcons defense has been playing better than the Bears defense has been playing. Jesse Bates shows up. Calais Campbell, even though you call him old as fuck at the beginning of the season. Calais Campbell, Grady Jarrett,
Did I lie
Onyemata.
Did I lie though?
But has he been stopping the run?
Am I lying though? That's the only thing I want to know.
Have they been stopping the run?
Because here's the thing, people. I'm very critical on the Atlanta Falcons, but people always think that I'm hating. I just tell the facts. Is this nigga not old?
I didn't say. I said, can he play? Can he stop the run? Is he not a big body? Is he moving people out the way out there? Yes. He's doing his job. So I'm okay with Calais Campbell. I don't give a fuck if he's 57. He is doing his job. So for that reason, I think they can slow down Robinson on the run. I think that Jesse Bates is doing enough to maybe, put some damage on Sam Howell as far as in that secondary. So with that being said, I like the Falcons at home. Bijan Iverson out there crossing people up every week. I'm looking for his highlight this week. So for that reason, I'm taking the Falcons at home. Plus, Desmond Ridder threw for 300? 300 out of Desmond Ridder? That's tough, bro.
That's cute. That's nice. Good for him. He bought himself 3 more weeks as a starter quarterback.
Yeah, we established that. He bought 3 weeks.
Yeah. Can I unleash?
By all means. By all means.
So everything you said is all cool, is all cute, is fine and dandy, right? The only edge that I give to Atlanta, for the most part, is that they are at home.
Okay.
That's the biggest edge I give them, right? And I will say I do like their defense as far as stopping the run. They do a good job at slowing down the run, stopping the run, right?
Thank you.
Now, as far as Washington goes, I do like Washington to probably win this game. And the reason why is because this is a bounce back spot for Washington, especially that defensive front. We all know that defensive front is loaded with guys, right? They have they got guys, a lot of Alabama guys, right, on that defensive front, and they did not do a good job against Justin Fields. Justin Fields is a more mobile quarterback. Obviously they have a stud receiver 1. Atlanta doesn't have that, right? So I'm expecting Washington to bounce back to win. It's going to be a close game. Atlanta, y'all not going to squeak out again by kicking the last second field goal. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the game. So I'm taking Washington to win, and I think they just have a bounce back game.
I'm expecting a DJ Moore-ish display from Drake London in this game. Not playing too well, but bouncing back in this game. And yeah, man. I mean, I said what I said.
Last 5 games, Washington won 3 out of 5.
They lost to. Their bounce back game was against the Bears.
I'm talking about the head-to-head versus Atlanta.
I do not care. As I told you all season, this is a different Falcons team. and you're going to see it.
All right.
Next game on the slate, we have a dumpster fire in New England versus the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are a 3-point favorite over the Patriots in this game, and the Raiders are back at home again.
Mm-hmm. Short week.
Short week for them. Well, yeah, kind of short. 6 days. Short week for them. Yeah, they're only a 3-point favorite.
It's the protege. You know, you got McDaniels, Josh McDaniels, Bill Belichick. McDaniels knows them very well. He used to be an OC for them for a while.
Yeah.
I do like the Raiders to win this game. Raiders are at home. Yeah. I think they got a lot of momentum. Max Crosby is a force to be reckoned with.
Max Crosby is a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, that dude, he needs to be in discussion. Max Crosby needs to be in the discussion with the TJ Watt, the Nick Bosas, the Bosas, all the Bosas.
Defensive Player of the Year.
He need to be in that discussion. The Myles Garrett. Whenever you talk about an edge rusher, the Micah Parsons, these kind of guys.
He's a problem.
Max Crosby needs to be in that conversation, right? So as long as they got him going, I think the Raiders, they're still trying to figure out some things. They're still trying to work some things out. Jimmy Garoppolo just came back, so he was a little bit out of sync. Devontae Adams was a little injured as well, so they didn't look all great.
Yeah, I do think
the Raiders need to run the ball a little bit more. Jimmy G. Jacoby Myers is back in New England again. So I think this is like a revenge game for those guys. So I'm going to take the Raiders to win this one. New England ain't got shit to show. They ain't got nothing.
New England is a dumpster fire. I'm not picking them.
You give me Max Crosby, rushing Max Crosby, rushing Mac Jones. I'm taking Max.
He's having a nightmare. He's going to have a nightmare that night. I'm looking for Max Crosby to have another sack. At least one good sack and a few tackles for losses. It's going to be a lot of pressure on Mac Jones. They're not generating enough offense, and the defense on the Raiders is showing. Like Marcus Peters, you know, some of those guys stepping up, making some plays when they need to make plays.
Yep.
And they're definitely generating enough pressure on the quarterback to rush, and the Patriots don't have that much going on at wide receiver, if I'm being frank. Yeah, with that being said, it's an easy pick for me to pick the Raiders at home in this one. I think Devontae gets a little bit more time to heal his shoulder. He was moving, but, you know, maybe his arm movement, I don't know what the hell. Could have been a little thrown off or a little iffy, but a little bit more time to recover. I think they win this game. Pretty easy decision for me. Next game on the slate, the Arizona Cardinals versus the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are at home, and they are a 6.5-point favorite. Ooh,
this is close. This is gonna be a dogfight for the Rams. Even though James Conner is injured, right? He might not play.
Yeah, and I was about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that definitely causes some separation is the James Conner injury because he generates a lot of that offense, and I think. The backup that came in for him, though, wasn't bad. D. Mercado. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but
yeah, that's right.
He did decent, you know, coming in as a backup after Connor went down. Do I think he's going to perform at the same level that you get out of a James Conner? No. But I think he does do serviceable, and the Rams' run defense hasn't been crazy this season, but the Rams offense did look good out there for the most part. You know, they were playing against the Eagles. I was happy to see Cooper Kupp come back and be active and get on the move and, you know, show that he's Kupp. Like, he came out the gate and was catching passes, running around everywhere. So with that being said, I like the Rams.
Yeah, I like the Rams to win this one too. It's just, you know, you got Cooper Kupp. He just came back last week. He looked like he didn't miss a step, didn't miss a beat. I just think that Stafford, the Kupp connection is going to just get even better the more that they practice this week and get into this game.
For sure.
The Cardinals doesn't have a secondary. You see what happened with the Bengals carving them up in the secondary. I expect the same thing.
And you got to deal with
you got to deal with Puka, you got to deal with Cooper, you got to deal with Tutu. You know what I'm saying? So you got and Higbee. So you got all these different guys offensively that you got to deal with. I don't think the Cardinals can withstand that throughout the whole game. I think it'll be close at a certain point, being that it's a rivalry divisional game. But
and the Cardinals like to fight. Let's be clear
and they're going to be competitive.
The Cardinals are a competitive team. They fight. I put them in that same bracket with the Colts. Like, they're one of them teams that just play hard all the time.
Taking the Rams.
But I'm taking the Rams, yeah.
No brainer.
Next game on the slate, we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus Jets. Jets. But they're not getting my bets this week.
Hell no, not this week. Shout out to the New York Jets for cashing that underdog last week.
Yeah, they made me turn to Soldier Boy last week.
Easy money. All right. This game not gonna be so easy for them. I'm gonna go ahead. They played the Broncos, right? They played the Broncos last week. The Jets played the goddamn Broncos.
Terrible run defense.
Come on. And Zach Wilson wasn't playing all of that great out of his mind, right? It was the defense that stepped up. But now you're going up against and Brees offensively. But now you're going up against the Philadelphia Eagles with this defensive front. Hassan Reddick, right? Carter. You got all these dudes. Fletcher Cox. You got all these dudes.
Yeah.
Graham.
They got some guys. Listen.
You got dudes, bros, studs. You got all these dudes on the front. I don't see Brees going crazy and running through them like he did through the Broncos. Offensively for Philadelphia, you already know what they got. A.J. Brown is that dude. 150 yards, going crazy. Damn near every week.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, we already know what he is. You can't stop him on 4th and 1, right? So this is a no-brainer. The Jets offensively not going to be able to put up enough points to beat the Eagles, so I'm going to just go ahead and call it right now. Eagles. Eagles.
For sure. Jets. Not getting my bets this week. Like he said, Brees came out there, had a good time. Sauce got his hands full this week, though.
Sauce got his hands full. And I think Reed is out too for the Jets.
Yeah, that hurts. They had Reed. They had a couple blunders on special teams last week. Hopefully they clean that up a little bit. But Quentin and Quincy, they might be able to generate some pressure to make the point spread at least cute for a while. But I think ultimately at some point during this game the Eagles break away, and it is what it is. It ain't much they could do with them guys. Mm-mm. They're undefeated for a reason. Next game on the slate, starting 1 minute after that game, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep.
Tampa Bay are a 3-point underdog at home. I know you like a good home dog, but I want to hear what you have to say.
I do like a good home dog. I don't like this home dog. I mean, Detroit, like I said, I think they're probably the third best team in NFC. Third best team in NFC. You got the 49ers.
It is crazy to hear you say this.
You got the 49ers. You got your Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not putting the Dallas Cowboys there, and I got the Detroit Lions in front of the Cowboys.
Wow, the Lions better than the Cowboys. This is the Detroit Lions that you said wouldn't shit.
Hey,
the Detroit Lions that you said you didn't believe in when they played against the Chiefs.
When you get new information, shit changed, and they've been proving it, bro. They've been proving it. So I like Detroit here. I think they still rolling, man. I think they still rolling. Tampa is going to give them a little bit of a fight, a little bit of a battle. Tampa offensively and defensively have better players than the teams they've been playing. So I think Tampa is going to – it could be a good game. I think this is one of the good games to watch this weekend. But I do think Baker Mayfield is probably going to be the deciding factor whether or not Tampa wins or not. You know, you got Aiden Hutchinson making hella plays on the defensive side of the ball for Detroit. When you got guys like that, man, rushing the passer, getting interceptions. Oh, yeah. He's rushing the passer and getting interceptions, bro.
Aiden is another Pro Bowler.
That's insane. That is insane. So when you speaking about pass rushers, you got to speak his name into that conversation as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm taking the Lions. Jared Goff doesn't play that well on the road. I'm going to see he's going to dial it back just a little bit, but I do expect the Lions to come out on top.
The only question I really have in this game is I'm wondering what the IR is on Amon-Ra St. Brown. But I've been rocking with the Lions for a couple seasons, man. And I think they're a 3-point favorite. I like them in this spot. Tampa Bay has played above expectations this season for sure. Baker Mayfield is playing like playoff Browns Baker Mayfield this season. However, when he encountered a good team, such as the Eagles, we saw what happened.
Yeah.
They stuck in there for a while, but they got loose.
Yeah.
And the connection that Goff has with Laporta right now is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, you got Jahmyr Gibbs on the backup. You got Montgomery.
Monty going nuts. Monty going nuts.
You got run game. You got a good tight end passing game. You got, if they have St. Brown out there, that steps up the passing game.
You got Raymond. Raymond been balling
Reynolds
too.
Been balling.
Reynolds, I'm sorry.
So I like what Detroit got going on both sides of the football, as we established that Aiden Hutchinson is a monster. With that being said, I think they have enough on both sides of the ball to win this game. I'm expecting it to look kind of like that Eagles game looked against Tampa Bay.
I like that. But Tampa's coming off a bye though, so
they're coming off a bye, so they fresh. But I don't know. The Eagles, the Lions' energy is just
Sometimes bye weeks you get off to a slow start.
Sometimes they can be.
Get out of that rhythm. So we'll see.
We'll see how that goes.
But I like that. I like that comparison you did right there.
I appreciate that. Next game we have on the slate. Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Another Sunday night football game.
But it's the Giants, and that's the problem with this Sunday night. The Giants playing against the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are a 14-point favorite in this game.
Yeah, 2 touchdown favorite.
2 touchdowns. The highest spread of the week. And they're at home.
Yeah.
Back from London. Coming off of a loss where they fought back in the second half, but they got off to a slow start.
Buffalo off of a loss, back at home, they coming to dominate. I don't care. So here's the thing: Brian Daboll, Joe Shane, they going back.
Especially when they had a shot at winning the game.
Going back to Buffalo, that don't mean nothing. The Giants just don't have enough weaponry offensively to do anything to put up any points to compete, man.
These are your New York Football Giants.
Yeah.
You don't even think they could cover the spread?
Hell no.
Dang.
Hell no.
They might get Saquon back.
Yeah, Saquon may come back.
Daniel Jones, neck injury situation last game, but you said he's expected to play still.
I'm sure he's be playing.
But this is not a good spot for Saquon to come back.
No, it's not.
You coming back. We're happy to see you healthy again. The team ain't shit without you. But you're walking into a brick wall. The defense is good. The offense is great.
And Buffalo's angry. And
they pissed.
And Bills Mafia is nuts in Buffalo. So I'm good on that. Take the Buffalo Bills. They're going to win, and they will probably cover.
I'm looking for some props on Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs because they don't believe they should have lost that game. The O-line on the Giants is still atrocious.
Yeah.
So that Buffalo Bills defense is going to have a time. Even without Milano.
Yeah.
That hurt. But even without Milano, I still think that Bills defense can generate plenty of pressure on the Giants.
I agree.
So, hey. Yeah. Final game, Monday Night Football. America's so-called team, the Cowboys, versus my Los Angeles Chargers.
Off a bye.
Off a bye week.
The Chargers off a bye week. The Cowboys off an ass whooping.
The Cowboys are a 1.5-point favorite. Chargers are back at home at SoFi. I think this is a good spot for Eck to come back. It's tough. The Cowboys defense is still the Cowboys defense, despite, how much we've been throwing them under the bus.
Right.
Micah Parsons still produces numbers. They still got some guys out there. Trayvon Diggs in the secondary not being out there with his season-ending injury. I think that plays in the favor of Keenan Allen for sure. You got Palmer who got some speed. You got Johnson. You got a couple guys out there who can, show up and be a good second target. I think if Keenan Allen is coming off of this bye week as continuing to play as a man possessed, I think the Chargers got a good shot in this game at home.
Yeah, I would love for the Chargers to take this win. I ain't going to lie to you, but the only problem that I have with the Chargers is that they're going to get help from their own head coach. You know what I'm saying?
The coach got on the Cowboys.
Yeah, the coach is giving the edge to the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
Is Staley trying to buy himself 2 more weeks?
You know what I mean?
He might buy 3 weeks with this one.
Yeah, but this is a good storyline because it's all about Kellen Moore being the offensive coordinator for the Chargers now, and he was the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys last season and the season before that. So there's a lot of question into, why he left. He shouldn't have left, right?
He has a lot more to work with Herbert than Dak.
Right. So, I mean, I hate to pick teams that just got their ass beat. You know what I'm saying? Versus this team that I don't trust. I don't really trust the Chargers, bro. I don't trust the Chargers. But I do want the Chargers to win.
Right.
I just feel like
everybody except Cowboys fans want the Chargers to win.
I do want the Chargers to win so bad.
Literally everybody.
So bad. But this is one of those spots where y'all can do it, but you don't fucking do it.
Theoretically speaking, the Cowboys are supposed to win this game. I'll say that. They have CeeDee Lamb, Dak coming off of 3 picks. I would hope that he would try to clean it up some. And he's playing against the Chargers defense and the secondary that hasn't been great this season. They did improve a little bit. I think they got J.C. Jackson up out of town because he was selling them out. Mm-hmm. So they got him up out of there. They played better. They was able to finish that game against the Raiders. But I think, you got Gallup, you got Cooks. They got some guys who can shake loose, get some points, got some speed, catch some balls, all that good stuff. Michael Parsons on defense.
That's what I'm saying. I just think this is a typical Dallas game. It's a typical Dallas game.
But it's also
Chargers not physical.
It's also a spot where Dallas could throw some more turnovers.
That's what I want.
They could come in underestimating them Chargers.
Who you picking?
I'm picking the Chargers. Bolt up, man. I really want them to win this game. I really need them to win this game. But I'm taking the Chargers in this game, in this spot, Monday Night Football. Hopefully the lights get in Dak's eyes and he throws another pick or 3.
This game right here is going to determine who the Cowboys really are, bro. I'm going to be honest with you because
Monday Night Football is another one of those kind of weird nights of football, too.
Yeah, so it's going to determine who the Cowboys really are. The Cowboys, obviously, they beat up on not so good teams. This is going to really determine who the Chargers are, too, right? Are the Chargers really good?
We're going to see.
Right? So I'm just going to go ahead and take the Cowboys on this one. I hate to do it. I'm going to take the Cowboys on it because I just believe that the only issue is the freaking head coach for the damn Chargers. And I've
made some questionable decisions.
I started to lose faith in the Chargers, man. I really have. And I think if I put my money on them this week, I'm going to be pissed off on Tuesday.
They won last time, though. But, hey. I get it. I respect it. I understand it. I'm a Chargers fan I've been a Chargers fan since LaDainian Tomlinson. Yeah. So I've had a lot of disappointing upsets.
Yeah.
I've also been a Falcons fan since Michael Vick.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of disappointing upsets. I get it. But I'm still going to stick beside them.
Yeah. But that's the rundown, man. That's all the games, all the slates, all the predictions, all the picks for that week 6. But before you go, this is what's most important. They don't want to leave right now.
No, of course not.
Why they don't want to leave?
Because we got best bets.
We got best bets, man.
You need to know the best ones out of all this stuff we said. What's the best one?
We've been cashing in week after week. I think the only week we really didn't hit was probably like week 1. Well, I've been cashing in for 4 out of the 5 weeks. So I'm going to start my best. I'm going to start my best bets real quick, man. I wrote them down. I wrote them down here. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of good bets on the board. There's a lot of good ones on the board, but these are going to be my best bets.
Okay.
First one. I'm taking Denver plus 10.5 in Arrowhead.
Denver plus 10.5?
Yes.
Wow.
Like I said, I don't think Kansas City doesn't really cover big spreads like that. This is a division game.
But that team is bad.
The team is not good. I get all of that. But I think the value is in the number. 10.5. Kansas City doesn't cover big spreads like that.
I get it.
I'm taking Denver plus 10.5 to cover.
It's a division game. Go ahead.
The Colts, I got them at plus 4.5 on my book.
Okay.
The Colts at plus 4.5 on my book. They're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think it's going to be a close game. I do think the Jags are going to win, but I do think the Colts are going to cover at 4.5.
Okay.
And then last but not least, the San Francisco 49ers. I got them at minus 5.5 on my book. They're playing the Cleveland Browns. This is probably going to look similar to the Cowboys game that they played. It's the same type of defense that they're playing. They got a good pass rusher with Myles Garrett. But offensively, I think Kyle Shanahan is going to out-scheme that defense and do what they need to do to get the win and cover. So my best bets of the week, Denver plus 10.5, the Colts plus 4.5, and the 49ers minus 5.5. So you got 2 underdogs and 1 favorite. What you got?
Okay. I'm in alignment with most of that. San Francisco, for sure. That's one of my best bets also. I agree with that one. San Francisco, I'm surprised the point spread's not higher.
It's going to get up there.
It's going to get up there.
It's working its way up.
But I like that one. My other best bet, Philadelphia Eagles versus the Jets. 7 points? Yeah, give me that.
I like that one too.
I like the Eagles versus the Jets and them 7 points. The other one, which you're not going to like so much.
The Giants.
No.
Oh.
No, actually, no. Atlanta Falcons. Washington Commanders.
Woo.
Falcons at home.
You're not going to like it. You're not going to like that so much afterwards.
I like them.
Is that your best bet?
I like them.
There's another bet that's better than that.
I like them at their best bet.
That is not the best bet.
Listen, I said I could say the same thing about one of yours. You just picked the dumpster fire Broncos.
Yeah.
Against MVP Mahomes.
Yeah.
And my auto, a.k.a. Kelsey. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. You've seen the commercial. Get out of here. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's my best bets, man. That's my top 3, man. You see what's going on. Rise up. Dirty Birds. Let's get it. But.
You got to stay tuned.
You didn't put them up, did you?
You hear that.
I keep asking you to put them up, and you're not putting them up.
I'm telling you right now, they've been howling for the past 2 weeks.
They've been barking a lot.
They was loud last week. Both of mine.
I went 3 for 3 on my best bets last week. I don't know if we said that.
Yeah.
He likes to call that out when he get it. He and him, it's cool when they do it.
I went 2-1. It's all good. It's all good. 2-1.
You got 2 out of 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got 3 out of 3.
Yeah, that's great.
But when we get into this next part, the dog of the week.
Dog of the week, man. Who's your dog?
Dog of the week. I got my dog of the week right. He got his dog of the week right.
Both of them. Raiders.
He picked 2.
Raiders, cash.
We shared the Jets.
And the Jets, cash.
Cash. So my dog of the week this week, man, I got to say, I like the Bears.
Like the Bears? Wow.
I do like the Bears as my dog of the week this week. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
I think Justin Fields is getting hot.
Yeah.
He's getting loose.
Yeah. That's not bad.
And Justin Jefferson's out. That is a problem for the Vikings.
Yeah.
He's half of the offense.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great spot for the Bears.
Okay. I'm going to go with one of my favorite dogs, man. I always like to run them.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? I always like to run them.
Go ahead and pick your team, bro.
Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks, man, on the road in Cincinnati.
I like it.
I'm going to be clued in on this game. I like this spot. The Seahawks coming off of a bye. They just showed the whole entire world that they have a good defense. Their secondary is better than what the Cincinnati Bengals just played in the Cardinals. So I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks as the underdog of the week to cash it in. There's a lot of other good dogs out there too. Like I do like the Bears. I do like the Bears. I do like the Colts. There's a lot of good dogs out there, but I like the Seattle Seahawks to go ahead and get this win, man, coming off that bye week.
All right, man. I'm not mad at that. I like what Pete's got going. But yeah, man, y'all heard the rundown.
Yep.
You heard our best bets.
Yep.
We told you we was cashing in last week heavy. You know, you got a lot of promising matchups out there. You know, y'all tuned in. Y'all hop in them comments too, bro. I need for them to hop in the comments a little bit more. Tell us what y'all liking. Tell us if y'all telling these bets. Tell us if you cashing in.
Yeah. What are your plays of the week?
What are your plays? Let us know if you want some props. You know what I'm saying? I had a nice day with props. Thank you, H-Chain, and thank you, Reese.
Yeah.
I had a nice day with props last week. So let us know, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more No Hedging Podcast. And as always, parlays, making money line plays.
You know what time it is. Until next time, see you. We out.
What's good, everybody?
Welcome back.
You are tuned in to the No Hedging Podcast, the show where sometimes we probably should have said.
Should have did what?
I gotta come back in.
What?
My shit start vibrating through me off.
Shit.
I wasn't expecting you to talk in there on that part. I thought I was.
I didn't know what was happening, bro. I was thrown off. I'm back.
Oh, man. Anyway.